All right. Let's see where we left off. I'm interviewing Grandpa. Grandma's next. I'll talk to you,
Yeah.
Sue, too, as well. See what it's like being a Dill dog.
Gee, how many questions are there?
We're half done.
If I can answer half of them.
Oh, these are easy ones. What did you do for recreation when you were a kid and when you were a teenager?
In Chatsworth, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
That's a city that did most of my recreation in.
yeah. So what'd you do?
Chatsworth. Run around like kids who play soccer or throw the football,
Uh-huh.
stuff like that.
They had a
Baseball.
swimming hole.
Huh?
You had a swimming hole.
Swimming hole.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Down at the Brandywine,
Mm-hmm.
everybody communicated down there, and I could say DuPont would bring his son, the chauffeur, would bring him down 1 hour a day when we were down there to
Mhm.
play with us. That's the only recreation that kid got.
Did he bring any Grey Poupon with him?
No, no. No.
What kind of books did you read? What kind of books?
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah, paperback.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Did you read comics?
Comics and then detective.
Okay.
Mostly detective when I got a hold of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they required by school, or did you just
No, no,
did you
no.
enjoy it?
You read what you want.
Yeah.
You know, as far as that went.
What were your hobbies?
My hobby, I think just kicking the ball around.
Yeah. You didn't do arts and crafts then? What? Because you have an artistic arts and crafts background, woodworking and decorations.
Woodwork, woodwork. I love woodworking.
Did you do that in high school?
Yeah, in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, that I made that book thing here
Oh, nice.
at home.
Plus all your decorations and your crafts. Yeah,
Yeah.
you did great. So, I think I covered this last time. Your best friend, was your best friend Joe McGinley
Joe McGinley. Yeah.
in Chadds Ford?
Yeah.
And how about when you got to Wilmington in high school?
And
Do you remember a best friend from high school?
I'd had no friends in high school. Well, just a buddy to travel around with, but
Yeah.
wouldn't call friends.
Mhm.
You know, just play soccer or throw the football or whatever.
Okay. You learned to swim on your own?
I never learned to swim.
No?
I can't swim.
Oh,
I can't swim a stroke. I can't even float. I never crazed that much for water to
Oh.
learn swimming. I never got into me. I never bothered me.
so when you went down to the swimming hole, you just splashed around to keep
Just
cool?
patch around to where I could
Yeah.
walk around, hold on to the railing.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, it's a good thing you didn't go in the Navy, huh? It's a good thing you didn't join the Navy.
oh God, yeah. I should not join the Air Corps.
To be honest, I can swim to save my life, but I can't swim well. I could never win a speed race. And I don't like water, and I could never pass the Navy SEAL
Yeah.
or Navy
Can you
test.
swim?
Enough to save my life. I can tread water and backstroke and, but
Yeah.
I'm not pretty doing it. Just enough. What's the most mischievous thing you did as a youngster?
And where?
Mischievous.
Mischievous.
Yeah.
Gee, can't remember it.
I seem to recall a story where you brought some mice to school.
I didn't hear you.
I seem to recall a story where you brought some mice to school.
Oh, mice, oh God, you.
Tell me that story.
That teacher, she's a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
Every morning. She opened the door, go to the desk, brought it, call names out.
Yeah.
So my buddy, I had the mice with me. My buddy said, when she goes out, put it in a drawer. And when she went out for something, I put it in the drawer, and oh my God.
So the whole class saw you do it? Yeah.
Well, I got thrown out of school for that day. Yeah.
So that was, did that win the award? That was the most mischievous
Yeah.
you
that's
got?
about it.
Yeah. Any pranks you did in high school? Did you pull any pranks in high school?
I still can't understand.
Did you pull any pranks in high school?
No,
No.
not that I remember.
Yeah.
Recall.
Who did you admire most when you were young?
Who I admired most?
Yeah,
When I was real young, I think I loved my grandma the most.
Yeah.
When she was living. She's a beautiful woman. And mom, of course.
Mhm.
But I think I favored grandma mostly.
okay. We covered your school. It was a one-room schoolhouse
Yeah,
in Chadds Ford.
yeah.
But when you went to Wilmington, it was a high school,
At high school, junior high.
junior high.
Yeah.
What were your favorite subjects?
I like we learned about English, different countries, learned something about it, each country.
Yeah,
So,
Social studies?
I enjoyed that, yeah.
yeah. What did you like the least?
I think math, I hate math.
Yeah.
I didn't care much of that. I took it, I liked it,
Mhm.
had to have it.
It says, do you still know anybody that you went to school with? And you do. You met up with Joe McGinley,
Joe McGinley, that's
Yeah.
the only one.
and you knew him in 1st through 6th grade or 7th grade?
Joe McGinley?
Yeah.
God, I knew him before we even started the school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we went to the same school.
Mm-hmm. What was it like for you going back on that trip? We took that trip?
Yeah,
Yeah. So what were your thoughts when you were taking the trip? And,
how lucky I could be,
yeah,
you know?
we had to work at it a little bit, asking some questions.
Yeah.
How did you get the tip that Joe lived in his sister's house? Who did we ask?
Do what?
Who did we ask that told you that Joe was still living there in his sister's house?
Who did we ask?
Yeah,
I don't know who we asked.
maybe a gas station or somebody.
That's probably where it was, because
Yeah.
I think his old man worked there at the gas station, if I'm not mistaken. Joe McGinley.
Yeah.
He passed away 2 years ago.
Huh?
Joe did?
Yeah,
Oh. How did you find out?
at Christmas time, when to send cards,
Yeah.
his daughter sent a card.
Oh.
He went to live with his daughter.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I knew which teacher you didn't like, the one you set the mice on. What did she do when she came out?
The mice?
Yeah.
They took off. I don't know what happened to them.
What did she do though? What did she do? Yeah.
Oh, she's screaming and hollering, got the principal. But the mice, I don't know what happened to them. They took off. They could still running up there as far as I was concerned.
So that's the teacher you didn't like. Was there a teacher that you did like? Was there a teacher you did like?
Yeah, Mrs. Jones, I think Jones is her name.
Mhm.
She was an English teacher.
Yeah.
And she was real nice, pleasant. And she'd sit down and talk to you.
Mhm.
If you didn't know exactly what everything was, she'd take you to the side of the room and talk with you,
Mhm.
you know. Get you acquainted. There's a couple good teachers there, there's a couple mean ones.
Yeah. Always is. It always is.
Yeah.
Did you ever play any instruments? Did you ever play in a band or any instruments?
No,
No interest until later, then you picked up the organ.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the only time.
Yeah, I've got some video of
Yeah.
Dad playing the organ. You're pretty good.
Yeah.
What songs or dances were popular when you were probably a teenager that you remember?
Two-step,
Yeah.
cha-cha, what else, what was another one? Like boogie woogie, I guess you call it.
Yeah. Was there a song that sticks in your mind that you particularly liked?
I can't remember the darn song now. There was one, but it's been so long, Mark. I
Yeah.
forgot all that
That's
stuff.
okay.
Oh, I love you, I'll always love you always.
Mhm.
How did that go? Do you remember? I'll always love you always. Some name like that.
What kind of slang would you use when you were a teenager?
Slang?
Yeah.
Bullshit. That was it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not only me, the rest of them too.
Yeah, sure. I imagine some of the words have been around for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your first date like? Remember your first date?
First date? Yeah, we went to coffee shop
Okay.
and had soda.
Mm-hmm.
And I got so damn shaky, I spilled half the damn stuff all over me. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember who she was?
No, I
No.
don't remember who she was.
Well, you were a sharp dresser, so did you go home and change, or what did you do? Or did you have to wear your
Well,
mess?
I went home, I had to
Yeah.
go home and change, oh yeah.
Yeah. So was there a second date?
No second date.
No second date, not that time. What was your most proud achievement in school?
Most what?
Proud.
Proud?
In school? Elementary, junior high, high
Well,
school?
I did everything right, that's
Yeah.
one sure thing. And I always cleaned stuff up when I got done with it.
Mm-hmm. And you graduated.
Yeah, and I graduated.
During the Depression, you could have taken a different path.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, was it your mom's influence before she passed, or your aunt and uncle, or did you?
Uncle Bill,
Yeah.
mostly, I think it was. Margaret graduated, and Billy, he passed away before his 21st birthday.
Yeah.
Billy did. I got through high school, that's all that counted. I got my diploma.
Chad's Ford wasn't very big, was it?
No, it was small.
Yeah.
You probably never know it now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. I wouldn't mind going back there and see what it would look like.
But Wilmington is pretty good size, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd your mom and grandma shop at? Was there a store that they went to?
In Wilmington, mostly. Mom worked for the doctor in Wilmington, Dr. Bell. And then on a Saturday, a lot of times she'd take me downtown with her
Mm-hmm.
to do shopping, and I sit in the office there, had a game to play with while she worked half a day on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Then we'd go shopping. Yeah, Dr. Bell, he wanted to marry Mom. He's in love with her.
Yeah.
She had married my old man.
Did you ever go anywhere else as a kid, different city? Or was your only trip to Wilmington? Or did you visit other cities as a kid?
No.
Just Wilmington?
Once in a while, Mom, we go to Philly.
Mm-hmm.
You get the bus to go to Philly or take the train to
Yeah.
go to Philly. Mostly for her mom shopping or something. She wanted to get up there.
Okay. And you had a horse and buggy.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah. Yeah. Bill Loper took care of that. Like on Sunday, he'd have it all hooked up for us, ready to go to church.
Mm-hmm.
And we go to church.
Your dad had a car, but he took it with him when he left.
He took everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't leave nothing.
How much do you think that car cost back then?
That little car?
Yeah.
Gee, they're kind of expensive those days
Yeah.
for what you got. I don't know what they'd be running, Mark.
Used, a couple $100, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember what you paid for your Ford, your 36 Ford?
My what?
You remember how much you paid for your 36 Ford?
36 Ford?
Yeah.
Yeah. $45.
Wow.
$10 down and $5 a month.
Yeah. And did you feel the pressure?
And gas is 26 or 27 cents a gallon.
Yeah. Did you feel pressure like that was a lot of money to pay?
Oh, yeah, you did, but
Yeah.
it was yours.
Yeah.
You could spend it how you wanted to do it. But, yeah, everybody would kind of envy of me having a car my own,
And a motorcycle.
and a motorcycle.
Yeah.
The
Did you have an
other
airplane
guy-
too?
Huh?
Did you have an airplane too?
No, no. No, that was enough.
When did you learn how to drive? When did you learn how to drive?
On the farm.
Who taught you?
Drove the tractor.
Oh, the tractor,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So when you climbed in a car for the first time,
Yeah,
you knew what to
same-
do?
Same thing, yeah. Yeah, those days there, I got my license, and that's all I had to get.
Did you have to do a test
Oh, yeah.
and show that you could drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when Mary took her test, she backed up and backed right in the back of a car.
Oh, no. I went to school with a girl who had to take the test 5 times.
Yeah, that was the end of her driving right then, at that particular time. But I think she finally got her license.
Uh-huh. I never saw her drive. I mean, I'm sure she could, but I never saw her drive. It was always
Who was that?
Mary.
Oh,
Aunt Mary.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Uncle Tooey drove, but I remember you telling me the story. He bought this Nash or some small car,
Yeah.
and he got in it, and what'd it do?
That Nash,
Yeah,
he went, I think Mary mashed up. One of them, the whole front end went.
oh,
Uh,
but he was a big guy.
Tooey was
Yeah,
big.
yeah.
He weighed about close to 300 pounds.
Wow.
Real close. But he was a good dancer. He danced on his toes.
Hmm.
Yes. Yeah, they were good old days.
Mhm. Anybody in your family was a character? A jokester or somebody that stood out because of their behavior?
Not that I can recall.
Yeah.
They're all sensible, happy-go-lucky like.
Yeah. Except for your cousin Billy. He always got you in trouble, didn't he?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff did he pull? What kind of things did Billy do to get you in trouble?
He locked the door and take the damn key, and you couldn't unlock the door unless you had the key.
Yeah.
And he'd do that a lot of times. A lot of times, he'd take my shoes and tie them together.
Mm-hmm.
And
I seem to recall you telling me something about a wind-up airplane.
yeah,
And what happened there?
the model plane,
On a plane?
and it went up and come down and went right into a big fan.
Mhm.
Like, wasn't much left of that when it got done churning.
But you got in trouble for it, right?
Oh, yeah, I got sure I
Yeah.
got in trouble. Bill did it. I didn't do it. Bill did it.
Hmm.
I was doing everything. I get the whipping for everything.
Yeah. Is there one piece of advice that Grandma passed to your mom that she passed to you?
Yeah, she said, respect the elderly.
Mm-hmm.
Either a woman or man say yes ma'am or no ma'am. And it's always stuck with me.
That's good advice. So how old were you when you left home?
How old am I?
Yeah. When you moved out of your aunt and uncle's house?
I was about 18, 19, I think it was. That's when I got a job. Then I went on my own, had my own apartment.
That's pretty young to be on your own. Pretty young to be on your own.
Had to,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. In Wilmington though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done yet?
Couple more. So tell me about you were 18 and you went on your own, but you
Yeah.
didn't go in the Army until 20-something.
I think 21 when I went in the service.
Yeah. What made you decide to go in?
Everybody gone.
Mhm.
The guys I knew, they're all gone in. Every time I see their parent, how come you're not in service? So I made me up, maybe May one day, I went and enlisted.
Mhm.
And they're crying for men at Fort Benning, Georgia, to form the 17th Airborne.
Uh-huh.
That's how I got into that.
So
Most
you,
of the guys didn't like jumping, they stayed in the ground forces, but I joined the paratroopers.
that was kind of a gutsy move.
Huh?
That was kind of a gutsy move. What made you pick it?
Excitement,
Yeah.
jumping, you know. Anybody can get on the ground. I didn't want on the ground walking. In the airplane, you flew where they take you places.
Yeah.
Our unit was supposed to be
I'm gonna turn that.
made, oh. In case some outfit got tied up or something, then they'd take us and help them out.
Mhm.
That's what our unit was for. Never had to go to any place. That's how I got in the paratroopers.
What kind of training did they put you through? What kind of training?
All kind of push-ups. Go down, hands and knees, and go through tunnels and all kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And jumping. And want to make sure your chute was open. When you bailed out, you count 1, 2, 3. By that time, your chute should be open.
Yeah.
If it's not, you're in trouble. Because we had a reserve chute,
Mhm.
we could pull, would come in handy. But I enjoyed it. I rather jump than be walking on the ground.
Mhm.
Didn't have to.
What was your first jump like?
It was thrilling,
Yeah.
you know. I could figure out what happened and figure everything out, and everything worked out fine, so that's all I asked for.
You would jump from how high?
First jump was 1,000 feet,
Okay.
and the last one was about around 8,000 feet.
Wow.
And as soon as you got out of the plane, we knew we were going to land. We'd pick out they had a spot lined up where you could head for and land at that particular spot.
Yeah.
You'll be doing pretty good until you're just about ready to land. A big gust of wind come along, push you away from it. But it was exciting. I enjoyed it.
Mhm.
It's from a country like everybody else. But most of the guys, I was the only one who went to the air paratrooper.
Mhm.
The rest of them stayed on the ground.
Had you watched what Germany was doing for quite some time? And what was the sentiment? I mean, you know,
Well, I figure I knew at one time or another we may be in trouble,
Mhm.
you know. You get that on your mind, and where would you, where would we go? Well, when we jumped inside of Germany, about 3 months later, Germans surrendered,
mhm.
and they were pulling us back. They regrouped us, and we got us all ready to go to the Pacific.
Mhm.
When Japan surrendered, then they had the ships and all that, put us on that, brought us back to the States. December the 23rd, 1945, I was discharged.
Mhm.
Fort Dix.
Was that a big, to go from military life to see ya?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. You gotta get everything on your own. The military, you got your clothing, got your food,
Mhm.
you got everything. Actually, once you got out, it was on your own, you had to pay for that stuff.
Make sure this has got plenty of light. Oh, it's good.
But
Yeah.
they gave us a full uniform
Mhm.
and a big overcoat they keep. And then after that, why, you gotta go get your own clothing.
Mhm.
So then, the outfit I had, I used that for work outfit. I was working then.
Mhm.
I was a construction guy, mixing cement and stuff like that, and they use those uniforms.
Mhm.
And nevertheless, finally wore them out.
Plus you had nice boots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Army life was nice, it was all right, but, like I say, you had everything, but when you got out on your own, and you had to start paying for it, that was a different story.
Mhm. So you worked in construction for a while, you worked in a gas station for a while,
And mechanic.
mechanic, and then you got the job at Railway Express.
We all got out from the war, we all settled, 5 of us come here, and I was the only one filed for Railway Express. And the other 4 guys, they all went to their own neck of the woods. I was the only one stayed in Cleveland. And I got the job, mechanic,
Mhm.
and I was with them until I retired.
What memories do you have about the war? You know, what would you want your ancestors to know and understand about your experience in the war?
Well, it was scary, I know that much. And you wonder when it's gonna end. And I wonder why we're killing each other, who for?
Mhm.
Why should I kill you and you kill me? Who for? You know. But you had your duty to do, and then you had to do it.
Did you ever get injured or shot? Did you ever get injured or shrapnel or anything?
Never got in the live combat unit
Mhm.
joints. No.
So all the while, lots of presidents came and went. What presidents did you like the most?
Yeah, me.
Clinton,
Huh?
Clinton, Clinton.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton? What'd you like about him?
I thought he's honest,
Mhm.
and he said he's gonna do something, he'd do it, you know. Like I say, everything else, he wants to do something, he can't do everything he wants to do. There's always somebody bucking him all the time.
Mhm.
But, they're all pretty good for out of us there, but,
Now there's a question about me. We don't want this about me. When were your children born? Well, I was born in 1960. What were your thoughts?
my thought?
Yeah, when I was coming into the world.
Oh, I got a son.
Yeah.
That's all. I didn't want a daughter, I want a son.
Yeah.
And that's what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been a great dad.
Thank you. You're a great son, too. It makes all the difference.
Yeah.
That one place stayed, the guy stayed with it. His sons lived in the next little Gosh, who was that? They never come to see him.
That Italian fellow, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, yeah.
His sons lived, where they live?
Tarpon Springs, right?
Yeah, in Clearwater,
Yeah.
which is Stone's
His
Throw.
sons never come to see him.
Well, that was his wife's fault. He's married for a second time.
Okay. What are some of the most enjoyable family activities that, and we've done a lot over the years. We've been to Disney World. I remember, in fact, I know it well, when you guys used to take me to Coney Island,
Yeah.
and we would open the park in the morning and we'd shut it down, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And of course, you take that for granted as a kid until it's your turn. And you realize 3 o'clock in the afternoon comes, it's 90 degrees, there's 7 more hours of this. You know, because Lauren is like, come on, Daddy, come on, Daddy. So you guys always just entertained me really well. But what did you like of all the places we went on vacation and did? What did you enjoy the most?
I like Disney World.
Yeah?
I bet. They have all kind of amusements, not just one thing.
Me too. Epcot. I like Epcot.
When we were in Cleveland, we went to Cedar Point one time.
Cedar Point, yeah,
Yeah, we
that's
took
another
had a
one.
picnic and went to Cedar Point.
Yeah?
You were along.
Oh, I love Cedar Point. In fact, to this day, I love vinegar on French fries. And the first place I had it was at the French fry place outside of the Wildcat roller coaster at Cedar Point in about 1967. I just smelled the vinegar and the fries and I had to try it, and I've been hooked on it ever since.
Yeah.
And that was the first place. I mean, it's burned in my brain, like. So Cedar Point was definitely a great place. And Kings Island, that one time we went,
Yeah, oh yeah.
we went on that racing coaster
Yeah.
13 times. And you were a trooper because you weren't a coaster person. You let us do our thing, and you know. Then we go do something we could all enjoy. But I really enjoyed that. Camped out a few times. Camped out in your backyard with Bob, the neighbor. Enjoyed that. Let's see. So, what important lessons do you hope that stick with me, or that you've seen me?
Do what now?
What important lessons in life are important for you to see me do?
That you'll love everybody and be nice to everybody.
And he's real ambitious.
I didn't hear you.
He's real ambitious.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What thing caused you to say, just wait till you have children of your own?
I don't know what happened there. I think you were crying or something.
Yeah.
I gave you who were we talking to? Do you remember? We told. I know I told somebody. Wait till you get your kids of your own. You see what it's like. Plus, you never give us too much trouble.
Hmm?
You're very good.
Just like Lauren never gave me too much trouble as a kid. It was all when she got older. So what philosophy on life do you want to share with your descendants? What's your philosophy on life?
What should I share with?
Your descendants, generations from now, what do you want to share with them? Because you know you're going to be a video star on the internet.
Well, I think I'd say they grow up and be happy.
Mhm.
Don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Stay out of trouble.
Okay. Hey, what are you doing over there? Do you have strong religious beliefs? Strong religious beliefs? You?
Uh,
Do you have strong religious beliefs?
Well, I brought up a Catholic,
Mhm.
but like I say, we don't go to church, but that was still my religion.
Mhm.
But to me, all religions are about the same. We all same God up there, and then different views on us down here.
Mhm.
But to me, it's all the same.
Okay. In your lifetime, what have been the greatest advances or inventions that you admire most?
Reward the most?
Yeah. Inventions. Things, you know,
The
this,
computer.
yeah,
That thing does about anything you want it to do,
yeah.
right?
It's been very good to me.
What would yours be?
Yeah. Space travel.
Oh, yeah.
Space travel. And the ability to discover not just atoms, but the pieces, parts that make up atoms, and understanding of time and space,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of stuff. The vast size of the universe, you know, that kind of stuff, it just fascinates me. What events or trends have disturbed you most in your life? What have you been concerned about? Things that have happened, things that you've seen, things that governments have done. What concerns you the most?
I don't know.
What do you consider to be your most important achievement? Your most important achievement?
My most important,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Never thought about it. I have no idea.
Hmm? Maybe the fact that we're all sitting here. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's the funniest thing that ever happened to you?
Funniest thing that ever happened to me. The worst thing ever happened to me, I had to go to take a leak, and I couldn't get the damn button undone. I went all over my pants.
How old were you?
Oh, I was about 7 or 8.
Yeah. Well, things like that stick with you. What was your favorite time of life? You know,
Favorite time?
40s, 50s, 60s, 30s. What decade did you like the most and why?
I like the 50s.
Yep.
They're all good, but I think 50 was the best.
Looking back, I mean, I see that as a, I mean, it was after the war, Depression was over, just rapid explosive growth,
Everything getting back to normal.
normal, far less things to worry about usually, you know, on the global side. I believe that.
Down at the recruiting station, you know, it had Uncle Sam standing out there. I want you.
Mhm.
Yeah. I enlisted. Then I went out at Fort Benning, Georgia. The paratroopers are just starting to form that unit.
Mm-hmm.
Got it all formed. About 3 months later, we went to the Battle of the Bulge, but that was all cleaned away. Then we marched across France to Belgium. Then we stopped, and then we formed up. We jumped inside Germany
Mm-hmm.
and stopped far as Oberhausen, waiting for Russia to get her part of Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
And about 3 months after that, why, the war was over with. Then I got us all ready to go to the Pacific when Japan surrendered. That's a big relief for all of us.
Mhm. What's your favorite kind of music? Your favorite kind of music?
My favorite time in
Yeah.
music, I like Western.
What, country and western?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you used to watch Hee Haw, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember just about every character on there, just watching it, you know.
Yeah.
You guys watched Hee Haw, and I memorized all that, and my mom and Ray watched All in the Family a lot, so I knew all those characters, and
Yeah.
Sanford and Son, so I miss a lot of those shows from the 60s and 70s. They're not quite the same anymore. What do you think makes your family truly unique? What makes your family unique?
What makes my family what?
Unique,
Unique.
yeah.
Well, we're kind of all stuck together. We didn't separate. Try to stick together. A lot of times you can't do that.
Yeah. What piece of advice do you want to leave your grandchildren and their kids? For Lauren.
Love everybody and call everybody Mr. or Mrs.
Yeah. Boy, that's going to be a tough one. Maybe not. Maybe not. So tell me about Mom. What interested you about Mom?
What I see about her,
Yeah, what piqued your interest?
she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And I love her with all my heart.
Oh,
If it wasn't for her, I don't know, I wouldn't be here today, I don't think.
yeah.
You know? You're always getting something for me, pills. I get tired listening. No, she's a good woman. And she loves you. And that
I know.
counts. That counts.
So, when exactly did you get engaged, and who proposed to who?
Gee, I
He
don't,
got down on his knees.
Yeah?
In
You
Kentucky.
remember?
Yeah, in Florence, Kentucky.
Yeah,
it was in March, wasn't it?
March?
Or was it? I don't
Well, it was in 1970.
Yeah.
know.
Got down on your knees, okay. And then you went to Ringgold, Georgia,
Yeah.
and got
Yeah.
married. And where'd you go on your honeymoon? Where'd you go on your honeymoon?
Where did we go? Remember?
Or was it Ringgold as well?
Yeah, in the Smoky Mountains.
Oh, okay.
We went up in the mountains. And
Uh-huh.
all that. Yeah.
Okay. What surprised you the most about Mom? Once you were married a few years.
All she could say is yes. Yes. Yes, dear. Yeah. I was surprised she's laughable,
Uh-huh.
easy to get along with,
Yeah.
no arguing.
Mhm.
Oh, I used to hate that. I'd sit down and argue over some simple damn thing.
What do you admire most about Mom?
I admire the way she treats me.
Yeah.
She's always answering me, pills. Put a bandage on my knee when I bumped it.
Mm-hmm.
Always looking out after me.
Yeah. How about in your younger years, just after you got married?
Beg pardon?
Just after you got married,
After we got married?
yeah, what admired you, what about her you admired most then? Same thing?
I just like when we got married.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Okay.
I pursued him, he couldn't run very fast.
What's your favorite story you like to tell about Mom?
Tell about Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember any stories you were telling me, did you?
Okay. That's the list of questions.
That's it?
The goal is to provide enough information that anybody who wants to know more about you, or me, or you, gets a good idea of what your philosophy
It
is.
is, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that put on a computer?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It goes right in the family tree, and it's there permanent. So
Did you know that there's a picture in here of a big William Loper, and they're colored. In the bottom there, where you got your, yeah.
William Loper, does that look like him?
Yeah, old Chad scored.
It looks like a fun place. From our trip, and looking at that book, same thing, perspective I get down in Virginia, everybody talks about these old stories, you conjure these images in your head.
Yeah.
It sounded like tough times, but you still managed to have some fun growing up.
It was tough times,
Yeah.
right? Oh, yeah. The kids didn't bother the kids any. We didn't know what half what was going on.
Yeah.
When the elders come, they sat at the dining room table, and we sat at the that little kitchen table.
Mm-hmm.
We never knew what was going on. Nobody. They didn't want you to know, I guess, but it seemed like everything worked out all right.
That Chad's Ford was founded in the 1600s. So often those small towns, they didn't last because after everybody got automobiles,
Mm-hmm.
they went to the big cities to shop.
Right.
And those little towns, they just went to pieces.
That one was, they built a ford there to cross the Brandywine River because that was a trade route. And you're right, as soon as you
Yeah.
had an alternate mode of transportation, who needs the ford? But it stuck with it, and now it's infamous with all. I mean, that's where Washington stayed to mount the strategy for the Revolutionary War, and all those famous homes that people own up there. It's just, very historic. It's not quite as historical as Williamsburg itself, but it's right up there.
Very historical.
Very historic, yeah. I love going in the old, especially homes from the 1700s, When I'd go to Stan Hewitt, there's a piece of furniture in there from 1510. It's carved in the side, and you're not supposed to touch anything. When they weren't looking, I touched it. Because I wanted to touch a piece of furniture that was, 500 years old. And it was, didn't feel like any different than furniture that was brand new, but it was just the fact that it was imported from England, and it was that old. Yeah. What did you go? What kind of lunch did you have going to school? Did your mom pack you a lunch?
Oh, a good life,
Yeah.
happy life, no sorrow in it.
Jelly sandwiches.
Jelly sandwiches,
Peanut butter.
yeah, peanut butter, or just butter maybe, bread and butter. Apple butter sandwich. That's my Aunt Marie. You recall her talking about stories.
I went to a one-room schoolhouse out in the country, and they had great big old coal stove in the school in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher had a big pan she put on top of the stove with water in it. And then we used to bring jars of soup. And then before lunchtime, we set the soup in the water and heated it up.
Mm-hmm.
That way we had something hot to eat for
Okay.
lunch.
Today there's a show on TV that shows you how to cook your lunch inside your car engine. You wrap it in foil and set it on top of the manifold and drive away. I'd be afraid it'd smell like my car. You know, it might be warm and hot, but who wants to eat something smelling like a car? What kind of plane? You jumped out of a C-36 or a C-37?
47.
C-47, yeah. I found the picture the other day of when we went to Port Clinton in the Ford Tri-Motor plane. Remember that? We flew over to Port Clinton in the Ford Tri-Motor.
I still didn't get you.
We flew one time to Port Clinton in the Ford Tri-Motor airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 1927, I think.
That was down at the, what was it? Yeah,
Islands.
yeah.
Yeah.
That thing vibrated.
I can recall, you know, the pilot going like this and the steel wires going back and forth. Remember that? You know, I was like, what's next? Is a chicken gonna come flying out of the coop inside the cockpit?
They
Chickens
have,
and newspapers,
Yeah.
and there was holes in the floor. You could go look out and see the wheel
Oh, yeah.
going
yeah.
round.
Ahead of an island was ducks, or geese, and
Chickens.
chickens. They flew everything those days.
Barb saw that picture. She said, "You flew in that thing?" And I said, "Yep, all three of us took
Yeah.
that ride over, and we rented a golf cart when we got there." And I'll never forget that trip.
Yeah, those C-46s and 47s, they all flew. Never heard of a crash on any of those that I can recall.
Mhm. Guy that I work with saw an ad in the paper for a World War II T6 trainer, and you could buy half an hour or a 1 hour flight in a World War II trainer. And so he thought he would buy his dad a birthday gift and give him a ride in the trainer because his dad was a fighter pilot during World War II. Well, when he got there, he brought with him his flight book. And he showed it to the owner of the new plane, and he said, "You were stationed at this island?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "That's where this plane comes from. There's only 6 of these trainers left in the world. And there's a 99% chance that his dad flew some of the hours in that exact plane."
No kidding.
And they took him up and flew. And he stopped being a pilot because he first had a crash landing. The landing gear malfunctioned, and he crashed on the deck of a carrier. And then when he was doing a flight exercise, he clipped the wing of a friend. And as it turned out, they both bailed out, but only his dad's chute worked, and his buddy didn't make it. He found out later that they mixed up the chutes. They actually didn't give him his chute. He got his buddy's chute, and his buddy who didn't make it got his chute, and that's the chute that didn't open. And he was so disturbed by that, he stopped being a pilot. And then he didn't admit that to my friend until just about 5 years ago. And he found the wife of the friend who had died, and he went back to her and asked for forgiveness, and for the first time told her that that chute that didn't open was supposed to be mine. And he lived with that grief all of his life. And, it's a great story, but it's you let 45 years go by and you take a flight in a plane that he'd actually flown before, and he had a great flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in there, we always had our chute with us, you know,
Mhm.
and our names are on it,
Mhm.
so you wouldn't get confused.
Did you pack your own chute? Did someone pack your chute, or did you pack your own?
I had my own chute.
Did you pack it though?
Oh, no.
That's packed by
They had,
somebody else.
They had waves to pack them.
Mhm.
The first chute, the first jump we took, we come back, we packed our own.
Mhm.
The next time, the waves, they had women there that packed them.
Okay.
Then every one you had to sign your name and the date
Mhm.
when it was packed.
Well, I hope you take the opportunity to look through there, and when you find a picture you recognize for sure, you let me know.
Okay.
Because I'll make sure I take a picture of that picture and put it in the family tree. You know, like Mom said, the stores, the downtown, the movie theaters, the restaurants, just the
I think the
historical.
arcade was a movie
Yeah.
went to downtown. Yeah, how things have changed from our days to today.
Yeah.
Everything's changed.
People certainly don't work as hard. They can work as long, but they don't work as hard. They don't. I see it all the time. Young people, they don't have any work ethic at all.
I gotta say, I wish I had my '36 Ford convertible and my Harley Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of money.
They would. Yeah. That's a beautiful bike.
But when I went to service, I had no place to keep them.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted them, so I had to sell them. $65
Mhm.
I got for both of them.
Wow.
Then when I come out of service, I looked up the guy that bought them, and he was gone.
Yeah.
Nobody knew he went.
What was your favorite car? Of all the cars you've owned, what was your favorite?
Oh, my favorite card? Lincoln Continental, I think. Because it rode nice, so.
You had the one Cadillac, but you didn't like that one too much, right?
Right.
You had one Cadillac and you
Yeah.
didn't like that car.
No, I
At
didn't
first
like
you did,
it.
yeah. Was it troublesome?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody wants a car that causes grief.
Yeah, how times have flown, boy.
And so who are your best friends? Your adult friends?
My,
Chester.
Chet and Sarah Seabold. They were your best friends?
who?
Chet and Sarah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both gone now, aren't they?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Harry and Betty?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think about Harry all the time. You know,
Do you think about my sister?
Harry and Betty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think about all my relatives. I spend a lot of time just reflecting on, you know, people that have come and gone, and
Yeah, I had a good family.
how about the crowd you used to hang with in the 50s and 60s?
What about them?
Who'd you hang with? Isabel and Stan Macy, remember
Yeah.
those folks?
Yeah. Guys, I never thought of them.
Luana and
Well,
Jean Hunter.
Hunter, yeah. Oh, yeah. She was, I mean, you knew her way different than I did. When I was growing up, she was a very strange person. You know, my
Yeah.
mom would come back with stories about, she was affected mentally. She She had to have her, first person to have her hands in a dish, you know, is what I remember about her.
Yeah.
Was, and then later in life, Mrs. Starr was her mom's name, I think.
Yes.
And she admitted that she used to lock Luana in the dark closet when she was bad and leave her there for hours.
Oh my gosh.
And she confided in my mom and told her that. And she said, I had no idea that it would have this effect on her, but it caused permanent psychological damage to her. So, you know, that sounds like it's new information to you, but I knew that because her mom was in tears admitting that that's what she had done to her as a little girl because she didn't know how to make her behave.
And then, Rose, she was an Irish girl. She was a good friend of your mother's.
Rose and Tom
Long.
Yeah, I remember them. And then,
And then Rose, before she got married, before she married Tom, she used to date Denny Spencer.
I don't remember
What's
him.
your cousin do in this Thursday,
Friday,
or Friday?
my sister. That Dr. Jewel wants another blood test because his white blood cells are high.
Yeah, on Friday, right?
And the lab is open until 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And they called Monday,
Mhm.
and then I asked if he could come in Friday.
Mhm.
I mean, how urgent was it? And the nurse called back this morning and said, the doctor said it would be okay for him to go Friday.
Yeah, okay,
It is a non-fasting test.
okay. Yeah, so I'll leave at 2:30 and give plenty of time to get here by, or 2:45, get here by 3:45, so I can get them over there by 4. Should be fine.
What's Barb doing, working hard?
She was gonna go to bed early tonight.
Yeah.
She was a little upset. She had her review with the boss's boss today, and it went okay, but it, you know, it didn't go as well as she had planned. She was not happy with it, so. Well, hopefully that door won't give you any more trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
It don't bother me, it bothers her.
Well,
It
it's
doesn't
hitting your
bother
arm.
me, but you're trying to, your arm is black and blue from your shoulder to your wrist.
I bruise too easy.
Yeah.
Well, that Plavix
Mm-hmm.
does that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hit the road.
Well, good for you to stop.
It's good to be here.
Give Laura a great big hug for us.
I will. I will. Turn the air back on. We got a little warm in here. You ready to go, girl?